Great day everyone, great day class. So today we are going to continue our discussion about the philosophies of education. So by the way, we are the third group here in the teacher and the community course. And now we were going to talk about the philosophies of education. Okay, so last time we talked about the idealism and realism. Okay, so when we say idealism, the knowledge exists through minds, di ba? Kapag sinabi nating idealism. And kapag naman sinabi nating realism, the knowledge exists through our senses. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng knowledge natin ay nakikita natin through our senses. Kapag nakikita natin ang isang bagay through our sense of sight, malalaman natin siya ay totoo. At kapag naman naririnig natin siya through senses of our hearing, doon natin masasabi na totoo. But today, we are going to talk about the two new philosophies of education for this discussion. Okay, so now we are going to talk about existentialism and humanism. At ano ba yung mga pagkakaiba nila? And what are the key concepts, principles, and yung examples? Okay, and how are we going to apply this in our teaching profession? Okay, so now let's start. When we say existentialism, basahin muna natin. Philosophies that emphasizes individual freedom, choice, and responsibility. It teaches that people are not born with fixed purpose, but create the meaning of their own lives through their choices and action. So when we say existentialism, from the word exist, ayun yung kailangan natin na tandaan. From the word exist, meaning you exist, di ba? So when you exist, you have freedom. And by that freedom, you have choices to make. At yung choices na yon na ginagawa natin, ayun yung nagdidictate o gumagawa, nagke-create ng purpose and meaning of our own lives, And kalakip niyan, syempre, pagkatapos ng choices, we will have a responsibility. So, ano ba yung responsibility? Bakit ba siya naka-inclined through our existentialism, Because if we have freedom, we have choices. And if you have choices, of course, we have to be unaccountable doon sa ginagawa nating choices in our life. So that is existentialism. It teaches that people are not born with fixed purpose but create the meaning of their own lives through their choices and actions. Tayo yung gumagawa ng choices natin and actions natin, at ayun naman yung kinakalabasan o ayun naman yung nagiging meaning natin of our own lives. For example, for instance, tayo ay gumawa ng mabuti, So we have to be responsible dun sa gagawin natin yon. And ayun yung magiging accountability natin dun sa ginawa natin yon. At syempre, by doing that actions or by doing that choice, doon tayo nagkakaroon ng purpose or ng meaning in life. Okay, nagigets? Alright, so next, humanism. When we say humanism, it is the philosophies that believes human beings have inherent worth, dignity, and the ability to think, learn, and make moral decisions. So dito naman, kapag sinabi nating humanism, dito pinag-uusapan naman yung pagiging holistiko, yung pagiging holistic ng mag-aaral. Meron tayong tatlo in our, kapag gumagawa tayo ng lesson plan, meron tayong tatlo na kino-consider sa paggawa ng mga objectives. Meron tayong tatlo. We have cognitive, psychomotor, tsaka affective, Dun papasok yung humanism. Kung paano ba na-apply at kung paano ba na inherent ng tao yung pagiging holistic ng isang bata. And sinasabi dito na it believes it is the philosophy that believes human beings inherent worth, dignity, and the ability to think and make moral decisions. Ibig sabihin, merong ability, merong naturally ability yung mga tao na yung mga ability to think and yung pagiging holistiko, nandun na talaga sa tao yan. But nakakadepende siya sa atin kung paano natin i-develop to time by time. So, sa madaling salita, kapag sinabi natin humanism, ito yung pagiging holistiko, pagiging buo ng isang bata o ng isang student. Okay? Alright. Okay, so now let's move on to the key concept of these two philosophies. So, are you ready? Charis. Okay, so now let's move on to existentialism. Okay, so basahin muna natin, Nalaman na natin kanina na when we say existentialism, it talks about freedom, no, and choices. So dito sinasabi life has no fixed meaning, but individuals create their own meaning, or create the meaning of their own lives. So dito sinasabi dito, no, that existentialism really talks about freedom, no, dahil sinasabi dito that life has no fixed meaning. Ibig sabihin nung tayo ay mga bata pa at isinilang ng ating mga magulang, wala tayong fixed meaning or wala pa tayong purpose in life, no. But as time goes by, kapag tayo ay naging individual or kapag tayo ay nagkaedad na, no, doon na tayo nagkakaroon ng meaning. Kapag meron na tayong choices and actions na ginagawa through our lives, di ba? So, sabi nga, no, ni Jean-Paul Sartre, no, he is one of the proponents of existentialism and one of the existentialists, no. Sabi niya na that life is like an alphabet, no. Dahil bakit ba natin masasabi na life is like an alphabet? So as you can see here, I have here A, B, C, D, no. And sinasabi niya na that life start with B. Yan, no. So dahil B signifies for birth, and life ends with D. That signifies for death. No? So, ibig sabihin, no, doon nagsisimula ang buhay sa B, no? Birth. And nagtatapos naman to sa D. And between that, no, between that B and D, meron tayong C. At yung C na yun, ayun yung magdidikta ng purpose natin and meaning natin in our own life. Dahil C stands for choices. 'Di ba? No? So, meron tayong A, B, C, at D. Nasa gitna lagi ang C. Dahil before tayo mawala sa mundo, no, syempre mauuna yung purpose and meaning natin in our own lives, no. Kaya ayun yung mas pinakamaliwanag na pagpapaliwanag ni Jean-Paul Sartre. Okay? So sabi dito, humans create the meaning of their own lives through their choices, no? Tama naman, no? Dahil kapag sinabi nating existentialism, you are free to do whatever you want, no, to do whatever you want, dahil ayun naman yung magiging meaning of your own life. Ayun yung magiging meaning natin, or ayun yung magiging purpose natin, kung ano ba yung kakalabasan, no, ng ginawa nating purpose. Dahil kaya ngayon, no, na pinag-uusapan natin yung kakalabasan. Ngayon, let's proceed to the next key concept of existentialism, the responsibility, no? So when we say responsibility, ibig sabihin nito, you are being accountable doon sa mga ginagawa nating action in our own life, katulad na lamang nung behaviors, yan, choices, ayan, no? So we have to be accountable and we have to be responsible doon sa mga ginagawa natin when it comes to existentialism. Like for example, ikaw ay nagnakaw sa isang fast food chain, no? Alam mo and aware ka na merong mga CCTV around the store or merong mga CCTV doon sa paligid, no? But ginawa mo pa rin. Syempre, ang responsibility mo niyan, you have to be accountable kung ano man yung kakalabasan ng ginawa mong actions, no? And it involves being proactive in dealing with the consequences. Ayun yung sinasabi natin when it comes to responsibility. We have to be accountable doon sa mga consequences and actions na mangyayari doon sa ating actions or doon sa ating choices. Okay, maliwanag? Alright, so now, let's move on to humanism.
Ngayon, ay dito naman tayo sa key concept ng humanism. Ang sabi sa una ay human potential and dignity. Para mas maintindihan natin yung nasa PowerPoint, sinasabi na ang humanism ay naniniwala na ang bawat tao ay may kakayahan at may dignidad, no? Ang mga tao ay pwede din na matuto, magbago at maabot yung kanilang mga pangarap kung sila lamang ay bibigyan ng pagkakataon. Naintindihan po ang unang bullet. For the next bullet naman is education and morality are important daw. Bakit kaya? No? Kasi sa humanism, importante ang edukasyon kasi dito magkakaroon tayo ng kaalaman at dito magkakaroon tayo ng tamang pag-iisip. No? Siyempre, mahalaga din ang moralidad kasi dito upang malaman natin yung mga tama at mali at maging isa tayong mabuting tao. Last bullet para sa key concept ng humanism, ito ay emphasize human welfare, compassion, and rational thinking. Para mas maintindihan natin, dito ay binibigyang halaga ng humanism ang kapakanan ng mga tao tulad ng pagmamalasakit nila sa kapwa o kaya paggamit nila ng tamang pag-iisip sa kanilang paggawa ng mga desisyon.
So, tumungo naman tayo sa main principle of existentialism at humanism. So, ano nga ba ang main principle ng existentialism? Dito na yung papasok ang existence precedes essence. Unahin na natin yung existence. Ang existence is nabuhay ka ng walang kahit anong knowledge. Nabuhay ka sa mundong to na blanco, katulad na lamang ng isang papel. Tapos naman, ang essence naman, ito yung habang nabubuhay ka is nakuha ka ng experience, nakuha ka ng knowledge, nakuha ka kung anong gusto mong maging. Habang tumatagal, inuhubog ka ng mundo upang i-build ang sarili mo. Sa humanism naman, sinasabi sa humanism is hindi na natin kailangan pang mag-antay ng himala o swerte. Dahil sa humanism is may sarili tayong lakas at talino. Katulad na lamang ng hindi tayo pinanganak na walang talento. Lahat ng pinanganak ay may sarili-sariling talento. Dito na po papasok yung sinatawag na edukasyon. Edukasyon na binibigay ng gobyerno. Kung gusto talaga natin umunlad o mag-grow tayo, pipili natin yung landas na mag-grow tayo. Kaya mag-aaral tayo ng maging anong gusto natin. Kunyari po, gusto po natin maging teacher. So, aaralin natin yun at papaunlarin po natin na in the future is magiging teacher po tayo.
Ngayon, pag-usapan naman natin ang similarities at differences ng existentialism at humanism. So, unahin natin ang similarities ng dalawa. So, una, both are human-centered. Ibig sabihin, nakatuon sila sa pagpapalaga sa isang tao. Okay? So, next, both are nakabase yung actions nila sa mayiging takbo ng buhay nila. Kumbaga, sa mayiging desisyon, sa pagpili, ayun yung mayiging way nila. Paano sila makakahanap ng magiging sila in future. So, next, ay nire-reject nila yung idea ng fate or destiny. Kumbaga, na hindi sila naniniwala sa tadhana. Halimbawa, kung tinadhana ang ganito, ganyan ka na paglaki, hindi sila gano'n. Kumbaga, may potential ang isang tao na mag-improve pa. So, ngayon naman, pag-usapan natin ang differences ng dalawa. So, ang existentialism ay nakafocus sa freedom to choose ng isang tao. Kumbaga, may kailangan siya pumili, kailangan siya magdesisyon. So, sa mga desisyon na ginagawa natin, syempre meron din tayong kaakibat na responsibilidad at pananagutan dito. So, nakafocus din ng existentialism sa finding your own meaning of life. Kumbaga, nasa sayo yung magiging takbo ng buhay mo sa mga desisyon mo. Ayan. While in humanism, nakafocus naman siya sa worth, dignity, and personal growth ng isang tao. Kumbaga, naniniwala ang humanism na lahat ng tao ay may potential na mag-improve or maging best selves nila in future. So, halimbawa na lang, ay magaling ka sa ganito, magaling ka mag-basketball. So, gagamitin mo yun para mag-improve ka sa hinaharap. So, gagamitan mo ng skills para maging successful ka in life. So, sa madaling salita, ang existentialism, nakafocus siya sa mga decision natin sa buhay. At ayun yung magiging way natin paano tayo magiging successful. While in humanism, ay dito magkahalo. Siyempre, meron din tayong mga decision na gagawin in humanism. Halimbawa na lang sa pagpili ng magiging sports mo. Yun nga, sinabi ko basketball. Ayun, may responsibilidad tayo doon. So, sa humanism lang, dito magkakaroon tayo ng decision making at gagamitin natin yung yung skills na magaling tayo sa isang bagay. Ayun lang.
Ngayon naman klase, naintindihan niyo na ang differences ng existentialism at humanism. Kapag nga sinabi nating existentialism, ito ay nakapokus sa freedom, choices, and responsibility. Kapag naman sinabi nating humanism, ito ay nakapokus sa human worth, dignity, and personal growth. Ngayon naman klase, meron akong inihandang example patungkol sa existentialism. Una ay ang a student chooses a college course based on personal passion. For example, si Ana, kakagraduate niya lang ng senior high school. Then, lagi siyang pinipressure ng parents niya na nakuhain niyang program sa college ay nursing. Pero si Ana, ang passion niya talaga ay magturo at nakikita niya ang kanyang future na magiging guro. Kaya naman, ang piniling program ni Ana sa college ay Edu. Dahil ito ay naka-align sa kanyang passion at nakikita niya ang kanyang future na magiging teacher sa hinaharap. Dito, pinapakita ni Ana na may freedom siyang mag-choose ng kanyang course na align kung ano nga ba talaga ang kanyang passion. So, next, a young adult decides to live independently. So, si Ana, kakagraduate ka lang ng college and nag-decide siya na mag-separate na sa parents niya. Dahil dito, pinapakita ni Ana na freedom niyang pumili kung ano nga ba ang kanyang decisions in the near future to make her meaning on her own life. Humanism. A teacher encourages every student to reach their full potential. Dahil si teacher naniniwala na ang lahat ng kanyang students ay merong potential at may tinatagong talent. Kaya naman nire-reach out nito sa pamamagitan ng pagpaparecite at pakikipag-participate. So next example, a person forgives someone who sincerely apologizes. Dahil naniniwala ang mga humanism na meron tayong empathy at kaya pang magbago o matama ang mga maling nagawa ng isang tao.
Now we're going to talk about the advantages and the limitation of two philosophies. So we're going to start with advantages of existentialism. So ano nga ba ang advantage ng existentialism? So isa, ang advantage nito is dine-develop nito ang personal responsibility at accountability ng isang estudyante. Dahil binibigyan sila ng freedom to make their own choices. Pero kasabay noon, tinutulungan din sila na maging accountable or responsible sa magiging resulta ng kanilang personal choices. So another advantage is that it helps students to discover their identity, values, and purpose in life. So hindi naman dahil bilang future educator, future teacher, hindi natin pwedeng sabihin na ganito ang kanilang isipin or ganito ang kanilang gawin. Instead, i-guide natin sila to make their, i-guide natin sila kung paano nga ba mag-isip ng critically at gumawa ng tamang decision para sa kanilang personal choices. So next, we will have the humanism, yung advantages naman nito ang ating pag-uusapan. So, humanism promotes holistic development. So, ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng holistic development? Holistic development, hindi lamang academics ang kanilang dine-develop, pati na rin ang kanilang emotionals, social, and moral aspect bilang isang estudyante. So, naniniwala din ang humanism na every student has inherent worth, dignity, and potential. So, hindi naman natin pwedeng sabihin sa kanila o hindi naman pwede nating isipin na dapat grades lang ang nakatuon sa atin. Dapat tinutulungan din natin sila na magkaroon ng respect, confidence, and character. Yun yung pinaka-importante upang sila ay magkaroon ng ganong character. Next, we will going to discuss naman yung mga limitasyon ng dalawang filosofiya. So, the first one is existentialism. So, tulad ng aking sinabi kaganina, ang existentialism ay binibigyan ng freedom ang mga estudyante to make their own choices or personal choices. Pero dahil nagkakaroon nga sila ng freedom, minsan nagiging conflict ito sa school rules, social norms, and tradition. Kaya kahit na ganun, dapat naka-guide pa rin tayo o binibigyan natin ng pansin upang hindi ito maging dito maka-apekto sa ibang tao o kaya sa mga napapaligiran nila, lalo na sa patakaran ng iba't ibang nasasakupan nito. And next, we will have the limitation of humanism. Ito na yung pinakalas na i-discuss ko Ito naman ay dahil ang limitasyon naman ng humanism ay ina-assume nila na meron tayong pantay-pantay o pare-pareho na opportunity. Pero sa reality, hindi, dahil merong iba na meron sa part na resources, sa part na support, while yung iba naman ay merong financial problem and family responsibility na nakakaapekto para sa kanilang pag-aaral. So, to summarize those, humanism, existentialism is both student-centered. Magkaiba lang talaga ang kanilang mga focus. Dahil, tulad ng sinabi kagaya ang existentialism is nakatuon lamang sa freedom or personal choices, while the humanism is nakatuon naman sa kabuoang development ng isang estudyante. Pero we can use it as a strength to guide them to have respect, confidence, and well-rounded individuals sa mga future students natin. So that's all. Thank you.
How can these philosophies be applied in the teaching profession? Existentialism. Existentialism suggests that humans do not have a predetermined nature. The idea that the existence precedes essence simply tells us that human nature is built by his or her decisions. Although there are many things a human could end up with, freedom dictates what he or she will be. Understanding this philosophy is valuable to people in the teaching profession. Better knowing that students have limitations and opportunities leads you to be their guide, a source of knowledge and inspiration. The teacher's primary duty is to show virtue, knowledge, and facilitate the children inside the school. Sir Francis Bacon stated, "Ipsa scientia potestas est," translated in English as, "Knowledge itself is power." Therefore, we must take the advantage of bringing them the knowledge that they can be used to fulfill their life as they use their freedom to choose. Becoming the role model to exist their existence is the great idea of the teaching profession. As one of the foundations for younger generations, teacher plays a significant role for children to discover and to choose their own paths. Therefore, existentialism can be applied in the teaching profession.
Humanism believes that every student is unique and has ability to learn and grow. Now, how this philosophy be applied in our teaching profession? Humanism, on the other hand, can be applied by nurturing students through care, support, encouragement, helping them grow and develop in the classroom where they feel respected, valued, and safe to express themselves. Applying humanism in the teaching profession is not only focuses on student academic performance, but also on their emotions and confidence. By showing kindness, understanding, nurturing, and encouragement, teacher can help students to reach their full potential and becoming responsible.
Alright, so before we end our discussion, thank you everyone for listening, and basahin muna natin tong saying ni Jean Paul Sartre. Ayan, it is up to you to give life a meaning. Ibig sabihin, it is up to us kung paano ba natin bibigyan ng meaning yung life natin. And Jean Paul Sartre is one of the existentialists, and one of the proponents of existentialism, ulitin ko. And for this last question, and basahin muna natin, are people naturally good or do they become good through their choices and actions? Kung natural ba sa isang tao ang maging mabuti, or mas nagiging mabuti sila kapag kasama na, or nagiging mabuti lang sila based doon sa kanilang experiences and choices. Alright? And that will end our discussion for today. Thank you so much for listening and have a great day, everyone.